Hello, everybody, and welcome to an episode of Boldly Going, where I, Merlin, sometimes known as Joe, and my friends from the Film Fanatics, Dan over here,
Hello,
Justin over there,
I am Tusk.
go through many things Star Trek, various series, and this week we're going back to the Next Generation, but we have something interesting to talk about finally because Q is back in the episode Hide and Q, and to give my friends a break, I'll do the synopsis.
Hide and Q.
And my grade for this episode.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So, a little bit of a twist, because I usually force you guys to do it. But it's pretty basic. Q returns to the USS Enterprise following his original encounter with them in Encounter at Farpoint. See what I did there? Q transports the bridge crew to this landscape, strange planet, of course, where they are attacked by these weird humanoid things, and eventually grants Commander Riker the powers of the Q Continuum to test humanity once again. Now, I think that Q is always fun. I mean, I like Q. He is an
Justin can't disagree more.
I know, and that's fine. That's fine. I think it's interesting.
Shaking his head over there.
Burning over here, but
Q is a fun character, and he definitely does get better in his appearances. He does develop, but he's still very much the superpowered imp of Star Trek right now, which is what he's best known as.
Just call him what it is, Joe. Space troll.
He's a space troll. He is one of the biggest trolls in fiction, and that's what he is. And he does mess with Riker here, and I do think that there is some interesting character stuff for Riker, the decision here. Absolutely. But once again, though, the fact that it's Riker focused as opposed to Picard or anyone else is always a bit iffy. And to be fair, a lot of the stuff is kind of bogged down by the fact that most of the characters are stiff and are badly acting and don't have much to do. And even the villains that they send them against the planet, even by Star Trek standards, are pretty lame. These alien guys in old Napoleon-style outfits.
But it's at the mercy of space trolls, so.
Exactly. So, you'd expect that from Q. I will admit, I don't think that this is a particularly great episode, but in all honesty, for Season 1 of Next Gen, it's probably one of my favorites, and it definitely has a campiness that Q elevates and some interesting character stuff. So I'm going to leave it with a B- and see what you guys think.
Well, I assume you want to hear from the Q hater first.
Well, I remember even before we were going into this, Justin, you mentioned something about, oh no, Q's back, because you hate this Q character. You don't really like him that much, which is...
It's like he has
funny.
absolutely no redeemable qualities. He hates humanity for basically no reason.
He's a villain. You understand that, right? He is a villain. You're not supposed to like
I get that, but he has zero motivation.
He thinks he's better than everybody.
He does think he's better than everyone. I've been told he gets an arc. I have yet to see it after 3 Q episodes. And...
Well, to be fair, though, all the Q episodes have been in Season 1s of their respective shows in the first few episodes.
And you know how that is with Star Trek.
That's true.
I mean, we're not even halfway through the season yet.
That's true, but you would think at some point we would get the gist of Q. Obviously, in Q-less, by far, just... I don't know why Trek kept running with the Q puns, but that's a story for another day.
Because people like
They're pretty
Q.
easy.
They are, but they're just...
Hiding Q is not... I don't know what that is, but...
Cupid, ha 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 ha. But no, obviously, Picard never hit me. All right, that's...
Cue it to me one more time. I mean, there's just endless. But seek is not a rhyme for Q, so I don't understand why the episode is called Hide.
Because they're hiding
Q.
from Q.
Well, yeah.
They're not really, but I digress.
Go ahead. Wesley suffers a bit in this episode. That should make you happy.
He does and he doesn't, but... oh, dear. Well, but no. I like, at least at this point, Q kind of gets at least a little bit of comeuppance for being such a freaking jerk. Which is absolutely maddening. This is the first time I've seen anything remotely shaping actual consequences for his actions.
I don't think you understand the purpose of Q.
I don't think even the creators of Q understand the purposes of Q.
He's a benevolent god that wants to understand humanity, and he likes to play with them. He finds Picard in music.
I mean, he just finds why aren't you harassing other races? You go directly for humanity.
Because
you test humanity. Humanity beats you. You come back. Humanity beats you again. It's where are you going?
He's bored. He's got nothing else better to do. He's omnipotent.
Except the fact that seems to never fully
Most
sate him.
villains that get beat do come back, though.
Comic book logic.
I mean, Yosemite Sam doesn't, say, "Oh, you got me, varmint, bye." You
gotta try to come back.
Yeah, classic literary characters.
No. It's okay, he hates humanity, yet he's "Oh, I'm going to test you." Obviously, at the end of Encounter at Fairpoint, he gets... Humanity manages to trump his logic. Yeah. Pardon the pun. But...
Justin went political for a second.
So you're drawing parallels with Trump now. Wow, that's hardcore. All right.
Okay, pun not intended, but...
It's too late. It's in the show now.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, but okay, all right. So clearly hates humanity, but yet is obsessed with them for God knows whatever reason. Continues to come back repeatedly. I know he comes back, I think, like 23 times. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
because
becomes a fan favorite. Supposedly has an arc. I've yet to see said arc. And this time around, at least we're getting some sort of context. His logic on why he choose Riker is basically like, oh, I'm going to try and corrupt Spock from TOS. It's by far, if you're supposedly this benevolent god, why would you try to get his most loyal ally to betray him?
Well, would that be the best kind of betrayal if you could get your
Worked
first officer?
for a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
Except it didn't, but...
I said for a while. Yes, it did. I mean, you watched it. You saw what happened.
The bad guys, I could kind of forgive. It's Q doing Q things. I mean, a lot of the Q haters basically go off of the same thing. Trek is Trek, and then Q takes Trek and stretches it into the fantasy aspect, which doesn't entirely gel with the rest of Trek. So, this was out of the 3 Q-themed episodes we saw, this was the best of the 3.
Oh.
Mostly for the fact that there's finally consequences for Q. It's just, I still don't understand the fascination. He's a terrible person. I leave it with a B- as well.
You sure about that?
I am. It's still a fun episode. It's just I don't get the Q craze.
You really hate Q, and
I do.
I don't.
He's just an ugly,
If
hateful
my
character.
least favorite character of an entire franchise was the focal point of an episode, it would certainly be not great. I like Q. I think Q's fine. I think John Delancey does a great job with him.
It's funny.
If we want to talk overacting.
That's the point.
It's Star Trek. What, do you think this is Shakespeare we're doing here?
Well, given the fact that he quotes Shakespeare 19 times in this episode.
Well, Star Trek does that a lot too.
Yes, they do. I think Q's fine.
I know.
This episode is fine. I agree. It is one of the better of the next gens we've seen so far. It's actually one of my favorites.
There you go.
I thought the plot was cool. The literal green screen was horrible. I mean, they literally just put a green wall up and then threw some fake rocks in a room and rolled camera.
Look what we got.
It's a planet now.
But yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was terrible,
that's,
even for Trek standards.
Yeah,
that was pretty lame.
But
I liked that it played with everybody's wants and desires. You know, Geordi with the sight and Wesley wanting to grow up, and I loved the whole Data sort of resistance to what he actually wants in life because, you know, of what the consequences are and
yeah, that was good Data stuff.
Yeah, that was really good. I think the moral, if you want to call it that, is in Trek fashion a little heavy-handed. You know, we get it. Absolute power corrupts absolutely, which they even say in the thing twice, I think.
Probably.
But I do like this episode. It's a B.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of the better ones for sure. I'm glad you all agreed on that.
In comparison to majority of season 1.
I don't know about that, but I liked it.
I'm glad. And Justin, you sure you liked it? Because I didn't hear a lot of positives.
It's a fun episode, and I did like that.
Okay.
I think the costumes are hideous, and
good.
I don't understand Worf's purpose up to this point, but
he doesn't have one until
he
season
doesn't.
2.
I did actually like
He's
the
kind of just like growling in this episode, which I didn't care for.
Pretty much.
Knowing what comes later.
Who's over there?
Well, you know, he's one of the biggest characters in all of Star Trek, but he didn't have much to go. He is nothing. He is literally
at this point. Yeah,
he is nothing.
No, but I did actually like the back and forth between Picard and Lieutenant Yar. That was actually a interesting, dramatic character development portion.
There you go. I find it interesting. I
mean, one bad character is not a bad episode to make.
I just don't.
But he's the center of the episode.
He is the center of the episode.
Everything revolves around him and what he is doing.
It does, but that can still lead to a good story. I mean, Voyager has been a mess, but we've gotten good Voyager episodes.
Some.
I'm not saying it's the greatest
I don't
show
think
ever.
we've had any as good as this episode was. Maybe one. Maybe
Actually,
one of
that's
the
true.
Voyagers has been in the B range, but
I don't like Voyager too much.
yeah, I don't care
Yeah,
for the
same.
Voyagers we've seen so far. But all right,
But I mean, hey, I'm glad. I think it's one of the better ones, and there are a few good next gen ones on the way, but not too many. So say goodbye. Yeah. But hey, we go back to DS9. That's usually pretty good.
yeah.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Just let us know what you thought about this episode, and in the meantime, Justin, catchphrase.
Engage.
See you later.
See you guys.